Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today I want to show you how I am transitioning the Detonate Dead build to a bit of a Magic Find build. It's by no means perfect, but if you're already playing the Detonate Dead build and you were a bit stuck on can you do Magic Find, in the past few days I've had about 12-13 divine drops and I've had some sales and we've managed to make it up to 22 divines. How this has happened is I've been doing the cemetery hype. If you don't know the cemetery hype, cut a long story short, it's kind of like Abyss, Relic-y, Scarabs, extra Abyss on Sextants and Map Device. The Abysses fire out rare monsters based on the amount of projectiles. You roll +2 proj on your map and you kind of dance around a spire. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say this build is perfect because there are some maps that I've bricked and there are some abysses that I just can't kill because things are too tanky. But the reason I'm showing you this is it's just an idea. You don't have to re-roll if you don't want. Maybe you just want to do a little bit of Magic Find for a few days and then go back to your regular thing and you don't want to have to level a whole new character. I probably won't be doing this for much longer. I just wanted to give it a whirl. I'm just showing you it can work. It's not the greatest, but it can work. So what I did was, the first problem I've got is obviously this divination distillate. Ideally, you use this with petrified blood. You use it with petrified blood, and then you can kind of constantly have it on. I'm having a little bit of trouble with that. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and I'll just respec out of it. I've effectively, there's so many buttons in this game, I'm forgetting where my passive tree is. So, on the passive tree, I've kind of specced out of any form of regen. I've dropped life nodes. I've dropped kind of life on kill, 10% max life and all this stuff that will help me sustain life, because what I want to happen is I want the HP pool to fall down. So as my HP pool is falling down, I can use the distillate. What I've also gone ahead and done is I've taken the mastery somewhere on the tree. There will be a mastery, I can promise you that. And it means that a percentage of my skills here cost 30% of life. So you can see now my Detonate Dead costs 24 life. My Desecrate costs a little bit of life. And now my Blessing costs 100 life. So now when I'm pressing my Blessing, I can use my pot, and as I'm spamming and as I'm detonating, you can see that I'm on sort of low life. Now this is not ideal. I'm using this pot as a little bonus. I can't make the pot work in a brilliant way, but it's just, I'm just giving you some ideas. I'm just showing you that you don't always have to re-roll. You can come up with interesting solutions, and that's how I've got the pot running, right? What I've done is I've put on a Greed's Embrace and I've just linked it with the same old links. The way I did this was I did the jeweler method. So I put 3 sockets on, I paid for 3 green, then I did 4 sockets on and off until I got a blue, then I did 5 sockets on and off until I got a blue, and then the 6th one, because it's a strength base, was always going to hit red, and then I linked it. This chess piece, by the way, just like to point out to everybody, normally I'm pretty good with linking stuff. I've had 2 chess pieces this league. This chess piece over here and this chess piece together, 5,547 fuses for the 2. Well, I lost a lot of money trying to link this, and I know you can buy this for a couple of divines, but at this point I was committed. So yeah. You can also just link it and try get lucky with the chromes, or you can use one of the, you can use white sockets, whatever it may be. What I've been doing, so I don't kill the spire all the time, because you want to keep the spire alive, inside of the gems, I've been putting in the rarity gem, right? So I've just been farming with rarity, and if things get really tanky and I'm not clearing the abyss fast enough, I'll put on the Ellie Prolif. Or you could get rid of unbound ailments, whatever it may be. I'm just trying to boost my rarity and quant to get a few more drops and enjoy myself. I'm not telling you that this is the min-maxed way. I'm not telling you this is the GG way. I'm just saying that for some of us, we like to play PoE, we like to enjoy ourselves. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're just having a laugh, mate. It's a video game. And so my stats are 154 rarity, plus this 50 rarity, so it's 200 rarity, 72 quant, And if the pot is up, 82 quant, and it'll be about 230 rarity, which I think's really good. So we've kept the gloves because we really need exposure. We absolutely need exposure, so we can't use the quant gloves, and I'm not clever enough to figure out a way to get exposure on hit without maybe traveling down to some node that's way out of the way or something like this. And yeah, basically I've just decided to keep the gloves the same. Flammability, Arcanist brand, Flame Dash. The belt, I've decided to keep this with a life belt to give me the strength I need and a bit of chaos res. You can easily swap this to Abyssgos if you've got the resistance for it. If you don't care about the chaos res or the odd death because you're just trying to enjoy yourself, you can get more rarity there. I think I've got it in my tab. If you're unsure what that looks like, you could get Abyssgos leash belt or the other belt, which will be a rarity belt such as this one with 8 quant. You could put that one on, that would be fine. So yes, you can see here that I'm actually a little bit undercapped on cold because I've just put on this Ventors Gamble, but for me, I'm really not that bothered about my rarity. Like, when everything's up and things are going out, it's by the by. In fact, I think this is the one here, if I'm correct, is the one I was using. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is the one I was using. So I am capped. Apologies about that. But you can swap the belt, but obviously you're going to have maybe some strength problems. I'm missing a little bit of strength. I could get strength on the Amulet if I wanted to do it that way. The shield I'm using just has 8 quant. You could get all your resistances on there if you want. 8 quant is pretty like negligible in the grand scheme of things, so you could pick a different shield. I'm using a gold amulet, so how I did this was just like the following. In the shop, I just bought a shaped gold amulet and I just tried to spam for quant. Sometimes you make something that's not too bad. With this one, I got pretty lucky and I managed to alteration the quant and then I augmented tier 2 rarity. Now I do have the imprint here, but because I just wanted to use it and not sell it because I don't really care about the currency, I just imprinted it, regaled it, and then slammed a load of exalts on it. That's genuinely how it happened. If you price check this, it does say that it's expensive. It says that it's 40 divines. If there's no life on it, it's 25, and I've got the imprint. I don't know, I probably should just sell it, but I figured whilst I'm magic finding, may as well just use it. And then these Ventors Gambles really cost very, very little. I don't remember spending divines on them at all. I think one I already had and one maybe is like 75c. I think this one's worse because it's got minus res, but again, I'm just getting the quant and the rarity up. The helmet I've kept the same, just because it has like the mana reservation and the flammability curse and blah blah blah. Like, it has 2 mana reservation, which just kind of lets me use the auras. I am using purity of elements, obviously. Ideally, I get better ventors and all that stuff, or a better shield, and I don't use purity of elements, and maybe I just put all my resistances on a shield, get rid of purity of elements, and put on something else. That might help. There's all different kinds of changes you can do. These boots, I found these. They've just been in a tab since the start of the league. They're 25c. And I'm using a rarity pot, a gold pot, and the divination distillate, and I've just been running around doing a little bit of magic find. I'll just it plays out exactly the same. There's nothing fancy going on. There's, you know, I'm only in a tier 1 map here, so disregard it. But the point is that the build can still function and play with magic find. And what I want you to note, guys, is, okay, right, it's not going to be the fastest of all time. It's not going to be a bow guy, and it's not going to have perfect uptime of your divination distillate. I'm not trying to sell you the dream that this is some magical build that is the greatest thing ever, and I've cracked the code. I'm just simply saying, boys, that sometimes you get a little bit bored of your build, and I know how it is. And a lot of the time, you just want to go farm a bit of Magic Find without having to re-level, without having to do this. And you can also, I've done tier 16s fully juiced up with Wisps, and sometimes I just run around in a low-level map with juice on, and it's simple. Like, a lot of you boys and girls, man, like, we like PoE and we love the complexity, but sometimes we just want to chill out. And you can see I've already had, like, what? Is it like 3 or 4 uniques that have dropped already from this map? Just because you're in a tier 1 map with no juice doesn't necessarily mean the rarity and quant is going to do nothing for you. Again, I'm not trying to sit here and say that you're going to make multiple mirrors running around a tier 1 map with a bit of quant. Obviously, you know, that's really not the case. But you can do it. You can have 200 rarity or whatever I've got. You know, let's have a look, man. We've got 83 quant, 250 rarity, and a lot of stuff does actually drop, and that's the thing with this. You get a few sextants on here, you get a bit of juice going. I want to tell you this: since I've started doing this, I've had 3 keys and literally about 17 divine drops. I had basically nothing, mate, before this. And again, yeah, those are induced environments, but the keys weren't. The keys just came out of random maps. Could be RNG, maybe the quant helps, who knows. But the build still works. We are fine. We have, you know, 56 evasion, 60 damage reduction. We can get through. We've done the cemetery juice. Not every single one will go perfect, I know, but it still absolutely works. And this is what I've been doing. I've kind of transitioned into a bit of a magic finder, and I've enjoyed it. I don't think I'll min-max it anymore. I might sell the amulet that I've got, and I might go ahead and maybe try a little bit more. I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. But for the moment, I didn't want to level a new build, because, to be honest, if I was going to do a full quant finder, I'd want it to be a fast character, and I'd want it to be a bow character, and I'd want it to be all of these things. And I didn't really have the currency for it, so I just tried to figure out how I can make my build do something different, and that's all it is, really. So I've been kind of transitioning it into a little bit of magic find. I've been having some pretty good luck. As you can see, these amulets that I've been trying to make for the rarity thing have been selling. That's helped, and the main takeaway here is just be doing stuff you enjoy in the game, and stuff will happen. It genuinely doesn't really matter if the thing you're doing is super efficient. It really doesn't. I know everybody bangs on about efficiency, but as long as if you're doing something and you're working towards a goal and you're doing something, so okay, I'm now magic finding and I'm magic finding and it's working, or you know what, I'm going to put all the nodes of harvest on and just collect juice. Eventually it will come good. And I've taken a build here that can do the feared deathless, it can do all of the content in the game, and I've transitioned it into a bit of a magic finder, and it's been working well for me. And I just thought I'd showcase that. It doesn't need to be anything fancy, doesn't need to be complex or mind-blowing. I've just simply taken the POB that we had. I've taken out a few strength nodes, a few dex nodes. I've got rid of this thing that gave me dex. I've put in some strength here and some fire damage. It's not perfect. I ideally should respec. I should get better charms and all of this stuff that goes on. I should figure out a way to make the divination distillate be up perfectly. But the way I see it is, as long as if I'm in the map and there's juice happening and I've got like 70 quant and I've got 200 rarity, stuff's going to start to happen mixed with the league mechanic, and it has, and I've been enjoying it. So I'm showing it to you. That's all it is. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing mind-blowing. I'm still trucking on. I don't know how much longer I'm going to play the league, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm going to figure out what the next step is, but this is just me explaining the build and showcasing. On my Twitch stream, there's plenty of VODs of me doing the juiced cemeteries if you want to see that. and I've been enjoying myself. I'm trying to take care of myself and just relax and breathe. I made an important video in the last one, and I've just, yeah, I just want to enjoy myself. I don't want to stress about doing everything perfectly. So this is what I've been up to. This is what I've been doing and enjoying. Thanks for watching. Have a lovely festive period. Hopefully you get some rest and everything, and you're having a good day. Thank you.